better give him room.
No passengers. What has happened, Kit?
Looks like a holdup. And the horses ran away. Turn them around and follow me. There's a holdup, all right.
But where is everybody?
Like the guard put up a good fight. Both barrels are empty.
Looks like someone was dragged across here. Surrounded. How many of them are there?
Saw two of them moving. The number of shots, there must be 4.
And they're closing in for the kill. What have they got against us?
Someone in Sacramento must have talked. Those boys know what we're doing here.
Are we going to make a run for it?
Not in your life. Came here to get those stage robbers. We're not going to leave while they're all around us. Here. Keep me covered. I'm going to try to get up behind them. Let him take away the wounded one. Ah, looks like they declared an armistice.
That's the first time I ever saw bandidos take care of a wounded man, and I don't like it.
We didn't want to leave him behind so we could talk to him. But it won't be difficult locating a wounded man in Gold Creek. You see their faces?
The faces were all covered up.
Well, let's get the stagecoach back to town and report the robbery.
Did you see anything of the driver and the guard?
No, but if they've been killed, their bodies probably won't be recovered until this whole area's been combed. Let's get away from this rock.
You're gonna be all right, Red. We'll take care of Carson and his friend later. In the meantime, let's get him inside.
Ah, what are you fellas doing? Where's the driver?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, then what's going on here?
Found your stage a little ways out of town. It was headed north. This is El Toro, and my name is Kit Carson.
Oh, yeah, I was expecting you. Better come inside. I'm Nobby Clark, manager of this end of the line. Didn't you find no traces of anybody?
That's all we found, traces. Did you tell anyone we were coming down here to investigate the robberies?
No. Shipment of gold went on this morning's stage. Little town like this, you can't keep a thing like that a secret.
Well, we found the guard's shotgun. Both barrels have been fired. If they've been killed, their bodies are probably out there in the brush. Who were they?
Well, the marshal himself went along as a guard. Yeah. Driver's been with the company 6 years.
How many times has this stage been robbed?
You see, 3 times. First time was 8 months ago. Yeah, the second one was a month ago, and now this one today.
How much gold was on this stage?
$20,000 worth. Yeah, the first 2 or more.
Now, we were told in Sacramento that the other 2 robberies amounted to over $100,000.
Yeah. Oh, how far away did you find the stage?
Well, this is where we found the stage, and this is where the holdup took place. This is where the guard's gun was. Where were the other robberies?
Pretty close to town, right in through here.
That's from 2 to 4 miles from town.
Ah, right. That canyon's a good place. Narrow road and all that.
How far is the bird flies?
Oh, not more than a quarter of a mile. What are you figuring on?
Trying to figure how the bandits made their getaway. Thinking maybe they went back to town.
Yeah, that canyon would be a pretty steep climb. Well, I don't believe a horse could make it.
Yeah, but it'd be nice if they could. They'd slip down there, stick up the stage, and be back in town at their business before anybody could miss them.
Are you figuring the bandits live here in Gold Creek?
Well, what do you think?
No, I don't look at it like that. Now, I figure the band come down from some mountain hideout.
But how would they know exactly when a heavy gold shipment was being sent out?
Somebody around here tipped them off. This ain't no town for floaters. Everybody here has a mining claim or a business.
There are no bad hombres around here you suspect.
Well, we'd better report the robbery. Is there a deputy marshal or a sheriff around?
Well, if the marshal's dead, we won't have a law officer here till the marshal's sent down from Sacramento.
Did any of the other drivers or guards disappear?
No. Oh, wait. Yeah, the day of the first holdup, publisher of a newspaper disappeared.
Was he a passenger stage?
No, he just disappeared from the paper. Hasn't been seen or heard from since. He had a niece that kept house for him. She runs the paper now.
Well, we've got a story for her. Let's get over the paper, Toro. I'm sorry I asked so many questions. I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable.
No, not at all. Company said I had to be cooperative. Glad to help any time.
Much obliged.
What was that business about the way the bird flies? You think those bandits have wings?
They didn't have horses.
That's right, unless they had them hidden at some distance. You think Senor Nobby is in on these robberies?
Right now, I suspect everybody in town. Except you.
Gracias.
Stanton?
Yes?
We have a story for you.
A new gold strike?
A stage robbery.
Ooh, hold it, George. This morning's Sacramento stage?
Yes, your marshal and the stage driver have disappeared.
Jiminy creepers. That's the 3rd robbery in less than a year.
You mean they were killed and their bodies just haven't been found, or have they actually disappeared?
Well, for the time being. But Nobby Clark just told us that your uncle disappeared at the time of the first stage holdup.
Oh, no, he'll be back, Miss Betty. You'll see. I never did believe Bill Detman's dead. You walk in here one of these fine mornings, you're going to find him sitting right back at his old desk.
Do you have any reason to believe that, sir?
Well, I don't know. I just feel in my bones like rheumatism, I guess.
Did your uncle disappear just before or after the first stage holdup?
Oh, that was after, wasn't it, Betty?
Why don't you go to the hotel and have your dinner, George, while I get the story written?
All right, but I'll have to work a little late tonight, you know, to run the papers.
Oh, excuse me, George.
Well, thank you.
Poor old George. He draws his pay every mealtime. A real old-time printer. He worked for my uncle in the East. You know, every morning he walks in convinced that he'll see him at this desk.
Do you think there's any connection between your uncle's disappearance and the stage holdup?
You forgot to mention your names.
Oh, I'm Kit Carson. This is El Toro.
My uncle was working here late one night, and he never came home. The office was locked, so apparently he left. He's never been seen or heard from since.
How long after the holdup was that?
The same day, maybe 12 or 14 hours later. Are you investigating the stagecoach robberies? I won't print your answer. I won't even mention Kit Carson's in town if you prefer it that way.
Well, then the answer is yes.
What else can you tell me about this morning's robbery?
That the robbers got the strong box containing $20,000. That the marshal and the stagecoach driver have disappeared.
I don't suppose there's anything I can do. But if there is, let me know.
Thanks. Come on, Toro.
Gentlemen. Kit Carson, isn't it?
Why, yes, but
We've never met before, but I used to do a little soldiering. My name is Slip Kilson.
how do you do? This is my friend El Toro.
How do you do? You gonna be with us for a while, Kit, or are you just passing through?
Just passing through, but we may stay around for a while and look over Gold Creek.
Good. I got a nice room with a couple of cots.
I'll take it.
Stable out and back for your horses.
Thanks.
Can I show you to your room now?
No, we'll look around for a while. See you later. Well, what do you think of Slip Kilson?
He's a very amiable man.
Yeah? But remember that tall, thin man we saw on the mountainside?
Think back.
Of course, you can't hang a man for his build, but Kilson and that man we saw coming down the stairs sure look like two of those gunfighters. They're right for size. Look. That window wasn't broken when we were in there.
You're right.
It happened while I was at the bank.
It's a good thing you weren't here when that came through the window.
Tell Kit Carson to get out of Gold Creek before sundown, effing he don't want to die.
Poor fella didn't have much schooling.
It's overdone, too crude. This was written by an educated person.
Were you going to take the hint?
I thought you didn't have any bad men in this town.
I don't think it's smart to take it too lightly.
Do you want us to give up and get out?
I suppose that's too much to ask of a man with your reputation.
Or anyone else?
I hope your correspondent quits using my plant for a post office. Glass is rare and expensive in this country.
We're staying at the hotel. If any more messages come,
I'll forward them.
please do.
Now, do be careful.
Nobody followed us. Who did you expect to come after us, that Senorita Danton?
Not exactly. I didn't fall for that broken window business.
Do you think she wrote that note?
I don't know. Things are falling in place too nicely, Toro.
Kilson was at the hotel with us when that window was broken, but the other fellow wasn't.
Or maybe Clark went out in the street and broke that window. Well, let's have a look around.
Well, it's a good thing you found me. Another 5 minutes, I'd have been out of here.
We just came back from down the road.
See, we walk up and down that mountainside until it got dark.
Did you find anything?
Just this. Did you ever see it before?
Well, I reckon I ought to. It's my hat.
That's what the band says. How did it get out there?
I loaned it to Buck Rollins, a stage driver, this morning. His blowed off into a ditch full of water as he drove into the depot. I hung it up in the back room. Put it there to dry off. Wait a minute, I'll get it for you.
Guess you tell the truth, Kit.
I hope so. Hate to see a nice old timer like him tied in with a bunch of stage robbers.
Where's he gone for that hat?
Probably out to buy a new one.
You all right, Kit?
Are you?
Yeah, I heard those shots from back in there.
You forgot the hat.
Well, I must have dropped it when I came in. Here. There we are. There, you see? There are the initials, B.R. Buck Rawlins.
Yeah. We better go out the back way, Toro.
That's a good idea.
How is he?
Not good. He wants a doctor.
Can't let him see a doctor with Carson in town.
Who did that to him?
I did. He made a break for the outdoors. I had to stop him, didn't I?
What's the matter with him now?
Lost a lot of blood, I guess.
Go back to your cave. You won't need a doctor now. Throw him down the shaft along with the others. I think it's time we folded up for a while.
You could take care of Carson and his friend in their room tonight.
Nothing's going to happen to Carson in my hotel. We're in the cleared. We're going to stay that way. We'll ship the gold out and then stay folded up until Carson gets tired of hanging around.
How are we going to get $150,000 in gold out of this town under Carson's nose?
You're going to do it for us.
Did Cason leave?
Nobody's come out.
What happened?
Why, I don't...
Look at my press.
What happened, Kit? Better ask the printer.
Are you hurt, George?
Oh, not much to speak of. That press is pretty well broken up.
Who did it?
A couple of miners, because of that story we printed about Bill Redfern.
He's running for the legislature, and I exposed his record.
You've got to get out of this business.
Can the press be fixed, George?
Well, in Sacramento.
Then get a wagon and take it first thing in the morning.
Look, why don't you sell out to me? This is no business for you, especially in this part of the country. I'll
I'll buy the whole thing, building and all.
But it belongs to my uncle.
Well, I'm not going to let you run any newspaper after we're married.
Well, good night.
Oh, Slip and I are going to a dance. Would you care to join us?
Gracias, but I'm too tired.
We're going to turn in early. Good night.
Good
Good night, Kit. El Toro.
I got a feeling something's going to happen tonight.
Something is going to happen tonight. You're right. Slip Kilson and his boys are going to do some work for us. In the meantime, we're going to get a good night's sleep. You know, Toro, the men that broke that printing press sure aren't men of the outdoors.
And it was all a fake?
We saw Slip Kilson go into that store, but we didn't see him come out. Yet a couple hours later, he went in again with Betty from the street.
Betty is one of the robbers?
No, I don't think so. They wouldn't have broke a printing press if she were. You know, Slip Kilson took her to the dance tonight just to get her out of the way. Well, let's get a good night's sleep. We got to get up early.
Oh, George, I forgot the money while I was out. Slip!
Grab her feet, Clamp.
She's in trouble.
Maybe us too.
Lead them on down the tunnel. Stay with Betty.
The gold in the packing cases with the press?
All of it from the 3 robberies.
Maybe we'll be back after we take the money and the prisoners to Sacramento.
Goodbye, Kit, and thank you.
Goodbye.
Good luck, Toro.
Gracias.
Take him away, Navi.